Oh dear. I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just starts.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. But the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The code of the Sith.
How dare you?
He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. See, he plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, "Come on, come."
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at the gas station.
You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. We are on episode 81 now, and those last 2 clips, as you saw, one of Jedi Outcast, me venting a bunch of poor stormtroopers out the airlock, and then the second clip before that was, of course, us playing our shenanigans in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Please be sure to stop by to catch such events when we do our live stream gaming, because good lord, do we have some fun, especially when we do include Mr. Hitman. As you could see, he was, while receiving a pretty cool looking Rancor, had his qualms about it. So with that, Hitman, how are you tonight, sir?
You dirty dog. You dirty dog. Lying on your belly. That needs to go into the vault and never played again.
I couldn't help myself. What can I say? I was just I even clipped it as a mini
Loved
short.
it.
I put it as a mini short too on YouTube and stuff like that. And I had to clip the full thing for the show tonight.
I should have known.
It's too perfect.
You would have done this because you text me and were like, let's do some shenanigans today. I should have known you were up to something. Clipping
And
this.
that was from the last time.
I know. And
You
then you had to leave in the part where you asked me the question. I'm like, no. You're like, does it make you feel better? I'm like, no.
Well, that was what kind of annoyed me too, because like I can only put up like on the YouTube for YouTube Shorts, it could only be like 60 seconds. And I was really annoyed because like I started listening to the rest of them, like the whole rest of it is gold too. So I had to at least go, okay, I need it for then at least the live show. So
I equally blame Sheepster too, because he's the one.
He's just like quietly instigating it. And with that in mind, Sheepster, how are you doing tonight, sir? You are joining us. The rare occasion when you do.
Yeah, that was perfect. That's like the epitome of our Sutor plays. When we finish, I want to see a compilation, a very special compilation of Hitman's best. I think that'll be a YouTube-worthy clip.
Gold. It'll be better.
Falling off of things, complaining about Rancors.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be better than anything Star Wars Theory has ever pumped out.
Getting help. Getting help being dressed.
I'll have to include that one.
Incontinent. That I don't know how to dress myself.
Well, you know what? I'm like, I should probably actually start including clips of our own shit instead of like all this other things. Like, I still want to include Force Commander because the theme is just awesome.
I love that.
Because now she's giving you ideas on how to. Oh, the moment that Jay Hitman doesn't know how to dress himself.
I'll include that one
and
next
to
week.
Be fair, I did not willingly jump off that ledge. I fell off. There's a difference.
The second time, yes. The first time was you getting distracted because we were talking about Disneyland or Disney World. Disneyland, I think.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like the whole, I think it was in relation to the Star Wars side of it. And you were just in a locked mode and just kind of, we were going on about it. We were on Alderaan. We were up on those floating tower area in the Old Republic and everything. So then you were just like, you were on it, you fell. She's just like, I watched that happen.
Yeah, he was like, no, he said, I just watched that happen.
So, I'm like, we've got all these clips of other things. We need some of our own memes. And I figured, gosh, we've had these moments, so great moments in SUTOR with our shenanigans. And, that's what I'm definitely looking forward to. Like, once we get beyond the Old Republic and if maybe we play some other games, we're just going to have some gold.
Yeah.
We're going to have some gold because all the three of us together playing and everything, we have some fun.
Oh, for sure.
So,
like Diablo 3, the best Diablo.
No, you,
he's no longer saying Diablo 3 is the best.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 2. It is 3. You're welcome.
Oh, he's just so.
I just said Diablo 3 the best.
He did.
It is the best. Reaper of Souls. Yeah.
$12 Necromancer, so good.
You're very facetious tonight.
What?
No, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know those words.
I went to California public schools. I don't know what anything means.
You do know what some stuff means.
The only thing about dictionary I care about is the dick part because it makes me laugh.
Exactly. Oh, so yeah, we've got a show tonight.
Already.
Yes. I've
already.
Okay. So I figured let's pull the Band-Aid off on this one. We discussed this last week. We went over a Bounding in the Comics article in relation to Starfield and what was being presented with the whole pronoun nonsense. And it's really funny because how this sort of stuff happens. We get into these shows, and we, without realizing what's going to happen the next day or even for the following week, we get blindsided, and suddenly another YouTuber drops a clip of another YouTuber going off on the whole situation.
That sounds so lame.
It kind of does when you put it in that kind of context. But Dan Vasc, Mr. Metalhead himself, grabbed a clip from as heel versus babyface, having what people are calling a meltdown or whatever you want to say it. But I looked at it as he got heated, blew up. He finally kind of cracked, and yes, you could say it was a meltdown or whatever. I mean, he's been certainly watching enough of this dumb shit out there. We all have, but him certainly he's gone through a lot of those DC CW shows that have just been atrocious. And he has this big rant. And a lot of people seem to have taken a bit of umbrage with that rant because of his, I'd say, enthusiasm or passion or whatever you want to call it. It just sparked the whole internet, or at least certainly like Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. The thing was about this whole rant was that he really did kind of, he shook everything up a little bit. And you can have your issues with the dude. I kind of do with my own. But should we play that clip really quick to kind of give some extra context to everything? All right. Bringing that up right now.
Funny enough, it's like, never mind.
So yeah, Dan Vasc was the one sharing this out. He even just told him, "Hey, dude, I've got a clip and it might start some shit. Get ready." Hey, Fuck Norris, it's his shtick. A bit. I mean, and Jeremy,
that's the character.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers did kind of bring some extra context to the whole matter because he grabbed clips from the live streams. The first one, yes, he does already kind of get frustrated when he sees the pronouns in initial Starfield character creation. And then it's the following stream. And there was like even some little bits where he's kind of like having his fits. And then the following stream is when then like a good hour into it is when he gets this rant. And again, Vasc was the one that clipped this out. You can hear it, right?
I just want to say something.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know,
immersion, you're playing a Bethesda game.
Then with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us.
I mean, what's more immersive than that?
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well,
it's one thing. It's one thing to get immersed in a world that is maybe set in a like stylized real world, like say like when Matrix Online was out, it was kind of set in a pseudo our world. That would be one thing.
I guess it's less immersion and escapism.
Right. Okay. That would be a little more accurate.
Well, guess what? Fucking pronouns. Fucking gender ambiguity.
And he's right. And this is the thing. Now he's taking it into maybe a bit of a different context than the way I look at this, because the way I see this is, and as I put it, it's another subversionary tactic. And we are seeing these sort of things everywhere. I mean, go to even your local bookstore and see all of the books that are being put into kids areas, into young adult novels. Look on the inside jackets and see how even the whole pronoun stuff is being put into there. But in the context for games, for video games, this is different. You got to look at now what the progression has become.
No, it's not different. It starts
So no, you're right.
It all starts with language.
Absolutely. It's the changing of language. The changing of language, and this is what it's come to for video games. Now, there are some video games that maybe blurred the lines, and I'd have to look at Saints Row 2 because I want to say it still had you pick male or female. And then
it did, yeah.
Okay, yes. Now, it started out as, I want to say older games had sex, and that's what it should be. The sex is what determines your biology and all that. And then, as time went along, with everything, even on official documents, changed to gender. Gender is another term that has now been used to help blur those lines, to bring out all these other weird mental illness things. Now we've gotten to a point where games are doing either just you pick a walk, you pick a voice, or A and B selection, but now they are also doing it to your quote unquote preferred pronouns, erasing and changing the language of selecting what you would normally be selected.
And yet the game still ends up misgendering them. Todd's freaking based.
Listen. But the thing is, and I think Ryan Cannell put it best when they're discussing some of this on FNT last night, that you don't select pronouns. You are born. That's it. That is, and the funny
God
thing is,
selected your pronouns.
Exactly. And what's even funny is that these people that are doing what they believe they feel they need to do, they're transitioning or whatever, they are still trying to then move to a different selected pronoun. And you know what? As I look at anybody, you know what you see. You know what a person is. So there's no thought of, oh, what do I have to know for their pronouns? You don't select it. You are God gives it to you.
And really, if you think about it, that's just healthier. If you just identified as the pronouns you're given from the start, you'd be a lot happier.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's so simple to say, you just identify as something or other, then hey, just identify as what you're born as. Problem solved.
It makes it very simple. It's destruction of language. It's destruction of our culture, our society as a whole, by forcing this. And yes, it is forcing it. It's because it's being done.
Manufactured.
Okay, manufactured is maybe more appropriate. Manufactured to push this in a different direction, to push things in this direction. We're not even fully done with this rant, but that's just it. And it's a subversive angle about going away, about pushing out the norm with this, as some have put it, a narcissistic mental illness.
I was about to say, we're doing pretty good. Turn off the giant baby man.
Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know!
Ironic, too, considering he is in the UK and they have done a lot more shit to remove your own rights.
No, that's true.
You're not coming in, Chief, sir.
Sorry, this isn't just an American thing. This is not just like it's just happening in America. This is all over.
No, this is all over.
Right.
This is the whole world. This is indoctrination of this. I mean, it's just evil. It really is just, it's satanic. It's evil. And it's an indoctrination of it. I've said this before. It's, there's a book called Nefarious, The Nefarious Plot by Steve Dace. And in the book, a demon is talking to you, and he's trying to basically the guy that's an atheist. In the movie, at least, the guy's an atheist, anyways. But in the book, this demon describes it as it's like the boiling of the frog over a long period of time.
Right,
and
that's exactly what.
And this is exactly how it's happened. I mean, this isn't something. If you look at this, like, I wasn't around 6 years ago, but I'd be hard pressed to wonder if transgenderism was on the forefront, of just a topic 60 years ago, if it was on the ballot, right? Who are you voting for? Reagan or whoever it is, like, and so this is how they get you. It's a topic in politics. They incorporate it into games, and they're trying to normalize this. This is not normal at all. It's sick, it's evil, and so
It's a clear design push for it.
For sure. And like, I have my issues with Ben Shapiro, but I will say that the dude does he has coined the phrase, facts don't care about your feelings. So the fact of the matter is there's only two, there's male and female, yes. Right? There is no 32,000 different genders. Like that's not a thing. And
it's even removing the concept of gender. It is just biological
for sure.
sex, male,
female, and troubled people.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it.
So,
yeah, that's
because we're boring. We're so fucking boring.
I will admit he might have gone off like a little too hard here.
We can't see past our own fucking.
You aren't coming in on the mic.
I've turned on my gain, but it is kind of like he's going a little too hard here. Like, come on, man, tone it down.
It's hard and heavy, but sometimes I think that is what some people need to have a little aggression behind it. Sometimes,
you're not wrong. You kind of need to scream at people for them to get it.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes a person needs a good smack in the face to get what's going on.
Reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company.
I don't think it has anything to do with narcissism, is I guess in a sense more like maybe I guess you can make the argument. In my opinion, like it's really just pushing this ideology of these people
it's because it's also playing into people's personal narcissism, and that the reason why it's for some people to gravitate towards these things is to get special attention, special treatment, stuff like that. Is to help feed that inner ego. That then they're getting laps of praise because I'm so like it's a meme, stunning and brave. But when they start going down that path, that's what they start to feel, oh my god, I'm so special now. Even though now at this point we are getting inundated with all this.
There's nothing brave about you being born a male and then coming out and saying you're a female or you want to be like. There's nothing brave about that. It's just stupid. Like you may you may be a boy, right, and have feminine tendencies, and you might be a girl who has female like the whole like the tomboy and that's the thing. But like to come out here and say no, a man can transition into a female and be basically a creative female is absolutely asinine. And
I will never forgive them for corrupting the tomboys. How dare they?
Well, I'm just curious what he brought up narcissism, so I thought that was just kind of interesting.
No, 100%.
Well, it's like personal is like narcissistic on a lot of people's levels, but like on the broader aspect, it is just sort of the desire to design this crap. It's like they're being pushed to basically to create this stuff.
I'm sure there's some type of funding that these. I mean, there was it was an article, but there's something I heard that like Anheuser-Busch received special. The reason why they took the stance that they took was because they were receiving special funding from some type of black, whatever it was, but they basically took the stance that they did to get that funding, right? So whether that's true or not, it could be a conspiracy theory. I don't think it wouldn't. I think
considering the way conspiracy theories are being proved quite correct nowadays, I think it would not be too far off, right?
Listen, I wouldn't put it past these.
Well, that's Razor Fist did a video on it about go broke, get woke, and then croak, basically. That's what like some of these companies are doing is that they will basically go into bankruptcy and then they'll start getting the funding to get the to do the ESG and stuff like that. But some are also just doing it free.
That's obviously not true.
No, there's other companies that are doing it before.
Bethesda isn't going broke.
That's
well,
what they were also bought up
I
by
don't
Microsoft.
understand, like Bethesda and this is just my personal opinion. I don't have any sources to cite, but like I have felt that Bethesda has been going downhill for the longest time, but we've seen that like with these boycotts, like Anheuser-Busch lost all this money, so it's like they're going to push their ideology, right, because they think it's right, but they're losing money because on the other side of the coin, like people who are, whether it be Christian, conservative, they don't want, like I said on the show last week, you start attacking it's one thing to attack just people in general, but when you start coming after children who are innocent, who cannot defend themselves, who may not necessarily have the wherewithal to distinguish between things, I mean, they ask questions, but like that's where the line's drawn, right? And so Bethesda, like, if you want to remain relevant, like I just don't understand why they would create a game with pronouns. Like, it's just stupid. It really is dumb.
Well, as we kind of read last week in that article, Todd Howard himself was saying that they would be doing things to help affirm.
Okay, so why is it for the entire, like, we're from the
Todd
same generation.
Howard, you betrayed us.
We're from the same generation, roughly. So why is it for the entirety of our generation, there's never been a question. Like since the dawn of time, doctors have used a penis to distinguish it's a male and a vagina for being a female. And nobody's ever questioned that up until like the last, I feel like 10 years, like 7 years, 5 years. Like this has really been a thing. Maybe I've just lived in a corner of the world that doesn't, is conservative and doesn't deal with this kind of stuff, or just doesn't let news come in. I don't know, but this has been a slow burn over time.
Hey there, Static. And like we've been saying, it's less force and more just trying to manufacture the behavior too.
Or what did you say? Subversion.
Forcing is correct in a way, but
for sure.
Like they say, they're manufacturing. They manufacture consent because they use the media organizations to basically say this is actually right and wrong. You were wrong all along.
Right. Absolutely.
So you get inundated with all these media pieces basically coming out saying, oh, hey, we've read a piece and that says you're wrong. Oh, hey, this is actually the correct, stance on this. So now you have to believe that.
They try to prove their stance with pseudoscience.
Yeah, they have no real basis for it. That's why I said they manufacture consent. Yeah, it's not real. Sure. It's all based on, fake bull crap. And yeah, like he said, well, the CEO of BlackRock said they are forcing acceptance. That's what they're doing. They have a lot of money, pouring into this stuff. That's why it doesn't matter if they go woke, they won't go broke because BlackRock's going to pump more money into them.
And so that's why I believe that, like, there was two real companies that I heard that they did this, but I'm just going to speak of the one, Anheuser-Busch, that took funding to take that stance. And it's very ironic and very interesting that, like, they've never taken, like, to my knowledge, and again, this is where I need to go do my due diligence and do research, but I've never heard them promote that outside however many months ago that the whole kerfuffle went down. Like, never once have I heard them promote that. But you just recently, with everything in the news, you just take the stance, like,
it's really blown up. Yeah,
very just interesting. But I guess the question is, are all game companies not going to follow suit, or are they going to be like, no, we're not going to do this because it's
well, we've already seen, like, even like CD Projekt Red, a Polish company, they put out a video for the whole ESG score stuff, flat out doing it open and stuff like that. It's not just the American companies, which is just kind of funny how he says the whole Californication stuff. It's happening across the world and of all places too. I love it too because people go freaking base Polish guys. Look at CD Projekt Red.
They love the EU, and the EU is pushing this stuff hard.
Yes. Go into an IKEA, and you can just feel the liberalism in one of those stores. Like, and they're from Sweden. It's a Swiss company.
God.
So, like, don't
Sweden's
sit there
a whole other
barrel of, don't sit there and
crazy
say,
there.
Oh, absolutely. The liberalism is strong in those stores. right?
100%.
But don't sit there. But that's the UK, and that's the what do you call
Everything starts somewhere, and then it all
well,
spreads
no,
to the
but
rest
like
of us.
you've got like Canada, who is very, very liberal and
Oh,
and
God.
inclusive, and like this isn't just California. Like I'm
Oh,
trying.
yeah.
I want to say that like
100%.
Eastern Hemisphere is very like France, Italy, UK. Like they're all very pro inclusion, and it's just not. Yeah, it's just not an America thing. Like, yeah.
That's right, Static. All right, let's continue this.
Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No. Current fucking day. Fuck off. You're boring. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one hived mind twat waffle.
But did he go and play the game after
That's
this?
all you
I'll address that
fucking
after this.
And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
I thought they said bloody over there. Not so many. I didn't think the F word was prominent over there. It was just bloody was their version of it.
Now, what would have definitely made that rant a lot more effective is if it was suddenly called.
I was just laughing because it's like, yeah, okay, let's play some more now.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if he had hit quit and then went to the Steam or Xbox thing,
refund,
the whole 9 yards. Well, I mean, I don't think he could have gotten the refund because no. I think they were allowing because he got the early access, so he could have still refunded it. If he had done all that, that would have laid a lot bigger impact. With that aside, though, and I understand that, like, he's still gone and played it. He's done like a few extra parts to his playthrough. 100%. I understand why there's that problem with it. But what I think is the bigger thing of this is that, this rant got put out, and the other, I don't know what you want to call it, the other side.
I was about to say the most illuminating thing about this video is people's responses to it.
Yes.
Like, if you're just enjoying Starfield, why would you care about some, fat, balded brick guy screaming and wailing about pronouns? Like, just go play the game, right?
Exactly right. Why would it have such an effect on everyone if everyone was just enjoying the game, or if everyone was just waiting to enjoy the game? Why would they even be paying attention to a guy potentially talking about anything related to the game? Thing is he struck a nerve.
And he's right.
And he's right. They know it. They don't want to admit to it because that damages their side.
Now, imagine if they had the actual balls and just slapped the Pride Acceptance Trends flag at the beginning of Starfield. Then you would understand what the game's all about, right?
right next to the ESRB.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Age rating and stuff like that. Put the little flags right there.
Yeah, let's put those in so people understand exactly where we're all coming from.
Hey, why not, right? Hey, the Ukrainian flag for support, right? That sort of thing. I got you. But like he struck a nerve, and out in force. If this was just nothing, if it meant nothing to nobody, if it was just a big fat bald baby crying about pronouns, yada yada yada, it would have gone away.
Like I say, the worst insult you can offer an enemy is to ignore them.
Right, exactly. But they acknowledged him in a big way, and to a funny degree too. As is gained subscribers, he's gained followers. But the main thing to all of this, though, is their response to this. It was crazy. They were going for, it's a stupid thing, but they were going for the whole cancellation of them. They were doing everything and anything they could to turn this around, to then shame everyone else that might have been going, he's right. They were trying their damnedest. And they've worked on some people. And that's what pisses me especially off about some of this.
And you can say, too, it's a big mask off a moment for a lot of other people.
Absolutely. These are, so a lot of people maybe following us and stuff like that. And I know, Hitman, you aren't too up on this, but these are a lot of the same freaking tactics that I saw during 2014, the big Gamergate thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I said the word. But no, it's the same goddamn tactics. And the sad thing is about this too, is I thought people would, I get that little glimmer of like, oh, maybe people have learned. Maybe people finally are freaking waking up and understanding just exactly the sort of shit people, these fucking low-life pieces of shit will pull. But no, they don't learn. They haven't learned a goddamn thing. I'm still seeing even some of these people that are, quote, on the side doing the culture war fight. Oh yeah, we're fighting them. Get the SJW stuff out of our TVs and movies and stuff like that. Let me just keep consuming them.
But don't get too heated, man.
Hungry hippo.
You're gonna embarrass us, man.
I know. I'm gonna embarrass y'all. God forbid. But no, it's the same goddamn shit, man. And they have the people. Well, it seems now the anti-woke people, they're acting like the social justice warriors we're fighting against. That's the same goddamn shit I saw then too. To silence anybody that might have been getting that little bit of extra traction, that was speaking some goddamn sense and pushing back more and more.
Funny how only one side has the tone policers.
Exactly. But and somehow they managed to, somehow make it onto our side, right? Our side.
Quote unquote. Man, I was like, I'm gonna play some Starfield while we're ranting about it, but I'm not even playing. That game's so boring.
Well, this is the funny thing too. Like, everybody saw what happened, like, for example, with Trump during 2016. How establishment people came out, and I have my issues with that guy too. But establishment came out and still is coming out and trying to rail on the dude hard. We aren't learning the tactics whatsoever. We're just still bowing over and basically taking it up the backside. And I love it too, how people are like, oh, this rant was just so over the top. These are some of the same people too that have seen, like, Eric July, who's done his own over the top rants. He's gotten passionate. He's gotten yelly and stuff like that. It's not unheard of for anybody to do that. But then suddenly it's like, oh, well, you're just embarrassing us now, man. For somebody like Az. Suddenly it's, embarrassing. But the fact of the matter is too, he still made a big wave. And people aren't wanting to signal boost it harder. That you can, yes, he went back and played the game. But you know what? It's irrelevant. The main point you should be going off of here is that message. Push it out there. Boost it to the fucking sun and back. And find more like it to do the same thing. We aren't learning a goddamn thing. It's the same. Again, if you were familiar with the whole Gamergate stuff, the one guy who's now become Mr. Medicare, at the time Internet Aristocrat, he said it when he was like, he tapped out. But there was a time when, yes, during that whole situation, there was a good pushback. Things were kind of looking like it might have swayed.
And there was a-
it's very simple. You know, they claim they're all against identity politics. They're not for this stuff and all that bullcrap. But in this, they saw a straight, angry white man yelling, and they didn't like it. They realized They thought, "This is bad for our image. This is gonna corrupt our image." Some baby face, bald white guy screaming. This is just ruining it all, and this is gonna just totally corrupt our image and make it worse.
Absolutely.
I was like, identity politics.
Absolutely.
If they didn't operate under identity politics, they wouldn't care about who is screaming the message. They would care about the message being screamed.
Thank you. And this is the thing, folks. This is one of my big points to all of this. Look at what did happen in the past. Gamergate lost. The Fandom Menace lost. They lost, folks, because they didn't hold their scrotes. They didn't keep going. They all bowed, capitulated, and just allowed for them to be steamrolled by these people controlling them, shaming them, telling them how they should be behaving.
These are the same bottom feeders that, when Trump tried to drain the swamp in 2016, which he did. I mean, he drained a lot of it, right? There's still these bottom feeders that they're at the bottom of the swamp, and they're holding on for this dear life for whatever power they have left. These people are the same people that are pushing this, right? Because they're being controlled from
right.
Evil powers above them, and it's just
And then
I do agree with what the guy
says.
I'll
give it to Comicsgate, because they had the one thing that didn't work for Gamergate was having a leadership. That was a bad fucking idea, and it should have never been a thing. It worked better as just a bunch of freaking anons just doing their thing and sticking it to the anti-Gamergate folks. That is what worked best. However, with the whole Comicsgate thing, it has worked out for them, because Ethan Van Sciver, he kind of became the face of it. I'll give it to him. He understands how that shit works. He plays it well. He knows how to banter back and give the shit back. And I'd even say, to a bigger degree, yes, Eric July even more so. When you see him on Twitter dismantling people like he doesn't bend the knee. He doesn't do any of that shit. He just freaking flat out bitch slaps people all across fucking Twitter. And not once does he allow them to control the conversation or anything like that.
Right.
There's none of that.
I mean, the only way to win, and I honestly
that's at least been a success for them. But I still see some of the same stuff of people, no, you shouldn't be acting like that. No, tone it down.
Yeah.
It still happens. It still gets controlled in some degree. People lose their scrote in some way.
Well, that's the thing.
When you are making headway, and then suddenly you're retreating.
Right. It's very similar to what Tim and Laura says, when they talk about the culture war, and this is more specifically to Star Wars about well, if you're going to have an opinion, be sure you're going out and doing something, to back that opinion up. Just it's like two candidates are running for president or prime minister, and you are all about giving your own opinion, but you're too lazy to go to the ballot box and cast a vote, right? So
right,
you need to be to combat this. And I honestly, man, the hook's in, so the hook is in so deep because they have done this. I mean, this whole plan, it from the devil, right, has been slow, methodical over a long period of time, and the indoctrination is what's doing it. Right has become wrong, wrong has become right. Right. So when you go out and you stand against this, now you are the racist, you are the bigot, you are the zealot, you are the, whatever they want to call you, you are the, if you have a ounce of conservatism in you, you are a far right, you're no better than Hitler. You're so far right. You're of the alt-right. you know, and
Well,
they've
it's
done
just
it, man.
it's just a
They've
matter of
created it, and they. But here's the thing: this is the crux of it. You know, they've penetrated the escapism, because escapism is the one thing that society turns to kind of like, it is what I mean. It's in the word escapism, like Star Wars. Like, you know, you've had a
Right.
bad day, or ridiculousness is going on in the world, and you don't want to have to deal with it. So what you turn on Star Wars and you watch it, right? That gives you a little bit of escapism. But to this guy's point, they've penetrated it, so like you can't escape it. It's in your face. I mean, I have seen, like, evil has been in this world since the fall of man, right? Since Adam and Eve. But like, evil, it has increased, and it's insane to see how increased it has become. And like, just to tell a child, like, and to like gender mutilation, and you know, I told you, I have to find the clip. I don't even want to find the clip because it's so hard to see. But these parents are like, they are basically pumping this child with puberty blockers, and the child is
I
crying.
think I know. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
Like, and the doctor is allowing it, and the doctor is doing the procedure, and the parents are there holding the child down. Like, what evil? Like, how evil can you get? And I know that we're talking about a game, like, oh, what do you have? You're talking about the game.
No, but that's just it. Like they say, culture's the whole
you give
thing
them
is downstream from politics.
No,
so yes,
here's
it's
the thing.
all important. All of it is important.
It is. You give a mouse a cookie, he's got, you know, to quote Air Force One. I don't know if you ever saw Air Force One, but to quote Air Force One, the Glenn Close, or whoever, she plays the vice president. She's talking to Harrison Ford, and he's basically like, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk. If you are bend the knee on one issue, before you know it, you're going to bend both, right?
Absolutely. Gotta stop giving any concessions,
you know,
whatsoever to these people.
They're
not doing that for us.
No.
Why should anybody be doing that?
Absolutely.
In return,
you've sent me pictures, and like, you know, in jest about like DC, but it's not to be taken lightly. Like, you've sent me, you know, screenshots of these oh, maybe it's Catwoman or Batman, but the dialogue, and it's like, Jay Hammond, you buying this stuff? And it's like, they've done it. They've infiltrated comics. They've infiltrated the games. They've infiltrated shows. Like, they are so hell-bent on becoming God, little
I'm just
G.
trying to help present you to that. So
no,
you
but
can
like, I know, right? And so, like, I'm to the point where, I mean, it is what it is. Read the comics that, you know, still have good moral values, if any. But I mean, it's they want to become God. They know Satan knows he can't become God, so he's going to be a counterfeit God, right? So it's all evil, man. And if we want to make any headway with this, we have to stand up. We have to, like, you know, this is a more serious podcast. This is more, I think, a serious show. Like, I had intentions of joking around and going after, you know, giving my thoughts on Star Wars theory, but like, this is the kind of stuff. These are the podcasts that I love.
This is just like, this is just something I definitely wanted us to kind of clear the air and get it out of the way, because this has been on my brain since all of this has gone down, and I've done little posts here and there.
Well, we've
Twitter
talked a little bit about work, and I could tell you were, I think you could tell I was, you know,
agitated.
I think I told you, I think I told you the internet almost broke. I think Twitter almost broke.
Well, and I had to, and I saw a little bit of it, I think Sunday morning, having done our show and everything. I saw a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I did, and I stayed offline, I think, for a couple of days, or it started Monday, I forget. I just had to be offline for a little bit, because I'm like, like I said, I was seeing a lot of the same shit, that I've already seen before from all of these sort of events that have gone on. Is always then why I've dipped out. I've stepped away from them. I mean, I guess to Wookiee's point, the Phantom Menace killed themselves with ego and division, but I saw the same mentalities and, you know, bending of the knee to anybody that applied a little bit of pressure, going, whoa, you're being a little too extreme there, guy. You got to tone that down a little bit. The shame culture and stuff, it's like, you know, we do say bring back some shame.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's also depending on what you also allow for that. And when you're just speaking a bit of truth and they shame you against that, that's when you do stick up and go, no, fuck you. You aren't. That's not. That's nothing that you're gonna shame me on.
Well, isn't it funny? We always have to be the ones to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll never reciprocate. They'll never give us the benefit of the doubt. In fact, media has been pretty much stuffed with strawman representations of right-wing figures for years. I mean, just look at the famous example of Rorschach, you know? Alan Moore created him basically thinking that no one would like him and that he just created a complete weirdo. Turns out people liked him.
Yeah. That one blew up in his face.
And that's like back in, you know, the 70s or whatever. So that's years upon years upon years that they've already been creating straw man figures of right-wing thought and right-wing representation.
Well, and like, look at it. We were going through X-Men, the animated series, and we were seeing some of that too. It was very subtle, but we were seeing that representation, weren't we?
Subtle?
Okay, no, it was pretty outright.
The problem is people have just been kind of blind to the media they've been consuming. And see, that's why they don't like this bald-headed man screaming all of a sudden at this crap, because people have been blindly consuming the media that they've been delivered for years. And now suddenly they are starting to maybe take a bit of more of a critical eye to it. And that's not good.
Well, and part of my point has been too, is that yes, keep an eye on all the new media. Start realizing how far this goes back. Like we just said, not Batman. X-Men, the animated series, has that. Babylon 5 has that. And to a degree, even though I love Stargate, has some of the subversionary tactics in that show. You gotta understand, you gotta see the pattern, see what's going on.
It's like you can enjoy it, you know, you can watch it, you can enjoy it. But if you're not aware of the obvious subtle themes they're
pushing,
let's say pushing, then yeah, obviously you're gonna be sort of blind to the overarching subversive narrative they're pushing.
Oh yeah, it goes
Wookie
very
says
far
it's
back.
been going on in the 60s. He's right. Completely right. In fact, it's been going on since the 40s.
Long fucking time.
Bro, if you mention reading V for Vendetta, Alan Moore's V for Vendetta, like, oh god, it's yeah.
Wookie saying the media cost us Vietnam. Never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Considering how much of a shit show that was. All right. You know, yeah. I'm feeling better.
But here, look, I want to go around the table really
I was about to
quick.
say, that was good.
It'll be a fun exercise. How do we stop this? I want to two questions, twofold. One, can we stop it? Is it stoppable? And two, how do we stop it?
Nuclear war.
The sad thing is I don't think the sad thing is that you can't, and I think we have to let this progress forward, and it has to start getting to more and more people before we can start even attempting to actually make or take action. Like it is, even right now, if you're trying to point things out and you're going, hey, let's mobilize, let's do something, let's get this moved out, you're just they're just gonna turn and you go, whatever, Fed, you're glow posting now, bro. Nobody's gonna believe it. Nobody's gonna listen. Maybe there are people that are now starting to kind of get it, but unfortunately, I think it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah,
and I know that's a bleak outlook, but unfortunately, that's just kind of the truth of the matter. We're gonna have to let things run their course. And people are going to have to either naturally come to acceptance with some of this and go, okay, now, yeah, we've got to do something. And in some cases, there are people out there that are taking action in their local communities and stuff like that.
They've exchanged truth for a lie.
But there are those that are certainly, fine with celebrating it, fine with going with the collective mind of it. I mean, shit, we've even seen like certain things of like the whole kind of like people using a chip in their hand to scan things for purchasing of goods and stuff like that. When I see stuff like that, it's just like, we're fucking done. But yeah,
which
that's
Elon fully supports, by the way.
Yes, he does.
He just wants to put it in your head or your spine, one of the two.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I don't know, Sheepster, if you have anything different to add to that or what.
No, I think I said what I had to say. And yeah, your guys are pretty much on the right thrust of it. Nuclear war.
How about you, Hitman? What do you?
I just
to answer your own question, I guess.
I think that it's hard, man, because it's what it comes down to is, I mean, there's so many people out there that have different beliefs and they have different political stances, but I won't give a worldview perspective. I'll give my biblical worldview perspective, because that's what I try to always go to since I'm a Christian. It's just speaking the truth in a loving manner and trying to show these people that like this is not the truth, and your relativism will lead you to a path of destruction. Like you. So I don't know. It's hard. I thought about this a lot. Well, not a lot, but they genuinely believe this. It's like I gave you the example that last week. It's like, if I tell you the grass is green and you're like, no, it's not, it's blue. I'm like, no, it's green. It's literally like, this is the color, this color spectrum. I give you all the facts and the evidence to tell you that it's actually green, but you believe it's blue, and you can come up with some type of ridiculous counter argument to it. Like, you're not going to believe unless you're convicted by the truth, and that's what it comes down to. They genuinely believe this is their truth, and so I don't know.
There it is right there. It's their truth.
Yeah. So, but they got to somehow see the evilness of it, man. Like it's what they're doing to these kids. It's like we can defend ourselves. We are we are old enough and our brains have developed, and we know the truth, right? So we can defend that truth. A kid is innocent, man. And yes, innately they know the difference between, if they're a boy or they're a girl. Like, you can't tell me that they don't. They may have, if you grow up in a home where you're promoting LGBTQ and that kind of stuff, they might ask questions. If you have teachers that are constantly, telling you that you're not a boy, they may ask a question. But generally speaking, if a child grows up in a conservative Christian home, or we'll just say conservative home, right, that has morals and fundamentals, the kid's problem, might be generally speaking, but I would bet my next paycheck that kid's not going to go to school and say they want to be a girl or they think they're a girl. I generally it starts at the home with a nuclear family.
Oh, yeah.
Having a dad that,
mom and a dad that are good parents, foundationally good parents. All right. So, I think nuclear wars, that's probably going to happen regardless. I don't know. Maybe later down the road. I don't know if that's will fix it. I guess it'll fix it. I guess it could fix stuff, because we'll get real world fallout.
But yeah, man, this is the world that we live. I didn't deal with this when I was a kid, man. I was so concerned with trying to get Basilisk chain code when I was a kid playing Coach War. I didn't transgenderism wasn't a thing when I was a kid. That's why I told you it was like five. I feel like it's been the last 5-6 years. Like, I don't remember. Even in high school, man, I was involved.
Static. This is why I play this clip. Hang on. Where is it? There it is.
Don't you understand, Steven? Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
No, it's like Hitman was saying, completely unmolested by media, by teachers, by their family. Kids will understand their obvious natural roles. and there wouldn't be any confusion.
Right. People
This
taking it
is
over.
social contagion. Propagated by media, by, yes, education. So even those conservative families who raise their kids right, send them off to college, and look what they get back.
Static has a point there, right? Because when I grew up, my parents were constantly like, my goodness, man, like I didn't tell anybody this, but I was put on a dog leash, dude. They put me on a dog, like if I went out to like World of Fun or whatever, like I was put on a dog leash because they couldn't trust
That
me.
is not surprising at all.
Thank you. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, the dog. Yeah, like literally, like I'm not even joking. This is not like they literally like put a dog leash on me. But like I didn't have it. Obviously we didn't have tablets or anything. But like we were forced to go outside and play. I would make mud pies out of the sand in the driveway and the garden hose with sticks. Like we didn't have tablets. But what's interesting about Static's comment is are the parents just giving them the tablet? Like maybe they'll download apps that they think are safe.
You and Static were put on a leash.
Static, yeah, bro. Let's go. Triple tap, hand tap, whatever.
Is Chief Sir and I the only ones that weren't put on a leash? Jesus Christ!
You should have been.
No, we were well behaved kids.
I doubt that.
Well, for the most part.
Yeah. But it's funny though, because like the tablet and the phone has taken somewhat of I'm going to be very bold with saying this, but it's almost relieve them of some responsibility because they can just give the phone to the kid and the kid can just do whatever they want with it.
So true.
Right?
The tablet is the leash now.
Yes, the tablet is the leash.
Oh,
very
absolutely.
Good. That's going to be our shirt when we get our merch store. Watch for it. 2024.
Tablet is the leash.
Yeah.
With my face on it. Perfect.
Merch store coming to you 2024, 2025. Lord willing. But no, seriously, it's become the leash. It's become the pacifier. They're not like, maybe some parents are concerned, but I've seen a lot of parents, and I will say in California specifically, they even here, man, where it's like all the kids, it's the tablet. So it's easy for a company that promotes this kind of stuff to put an app on the app store, and the kid knows how to get to the app store. I mean, my goodness, they know how to check their email better than I do. So if they go to school and their friends talk about like, oh yeah, you see this game or this whatever, and they download it, like indoctrination.
And you can say for the actual leash, at least the parent holds it.
This is true.
For sure. And they will yank when you try to pull a husky and start wander. This is why my back's jacked up to this day, because they would yank me. So I have to go to the chiropractor.
Leave it to you, and at least lighten the mood a bit.
I'm not even trying. I'm being dead honest. Like I think it was blue or green, one of the two. My hips are all jacked up.
God.
You know the song by Shakira, "These Hips Don't Lie"? I gave her the idea for that because my hips are jacked from that leash.
Okay.
Never heard of it, but I question why you have.
Oh man, that's my future ex-wife.
Future. Okay.
No.
No, God. That's the thing that I don't know if I've said it on here or not, but it's like that's what.
And nobody's going to stand up. I'll end it on this really quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but nobody's going to stand up because nobody wants to be called out for standing up for what they believe because it will create conflict.
Well, and I guess that's again like Wookie did bring up earlier. Cancel culture is what reels most people back. Losing a career over a tweet is pretty hard, and unfortunately, we've seen that.
Yeah,
that is what has happened, and it is the thing. Like the generation of kids that are coming up, it's like they almost have no fucking chance. Because like it is, I see so many of them that are in those shopping carts and stuff like that are just glued.
The same kids
tablet
that are growing up,
and they're just and there's like no interaction. Even the parents aren't paying attention to them. They're on their own phones or taking a phone call, talking to somebody. They aren't engaging and talking with the kid. At least that's the thing. Like our mom, yeah, she'd maybe sometimes let us go over into the toy section and check things out, or into the video game section, but she didn't have a phone. She talked with us.
My parents set me up. They'd let me go to the toy department, and then they would yell at me because I went off. I was like, "Can I go to the toy department?" Go to the toy department. And then I go to the toy department, and they beat me up for going to the toy department.
Well, she just always told us, "All right, just be where I know you'll be, so I can come and get you."
That's subjective. I'm everywhere. I'm like, okay.
Well, we knew that if we fucked up, we would be in deep shit.
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to the dressing room to get beat. You're going straight to the car.
Kids on the tablet at the restaurant drives me up. Well, I've seen old people all sitting at a freaking table in a restaurant on their goddamn phones. And I'm like over here when we went to a restaurant like last year with me, my mom, and my brother, or couple years before, and I'm the only one. I'm like, my mom and my brother didn't have a phone. I do, but I keep it in my fucking pocket. The only reason my mom was like, "Oh, look, if you scan this, we might be able to get a discount." She's like, "Get your phone." I'm like, "What?"
I don't think I've ever seen you with your phone. That's very interesting. Out of all the years we've been friends, I don't think I've ever seen you. Do you own a phone? Clearly you do because we text, but I've never seen you on your phone. That's so weird. You're so old. Grandpa Pigeon over here.
No,
his phone is actually what's funny is his phone is his courier pigeon. Your phone is your courier pigeon, and honestly, folks, Fracture and I use smoke signals. Actually,
that's how we arrange this to make sure we know when to be on and stuff like that.
And it's red smoke. So
and then all the restaurants brought in all their own tablets for the kids who didn't have any. Right. God.
Might be onto something there, Sheester. The tablet is the leash. I think we found our first T-shirt. God.
No, I definitely wanted to touch on the whole Starfield nonsense. Like I said, people need to stop making concessions. They need to really just start taking more of the action. And as Medicare put it, attack. Don't worry about what they're trying to do to you. Just keep throwing it back at them, because make them be the ones to start making concessions. Make them be the ones to start, backing off and everything.
No.
It can happen. It just actually needs that swift kick in the ass to be motivated to do so, because I mean, my God, I had it where it was, I was being told, even though you're doing this, it's just going to lead them directly to the game anyway. So why bother? I'm like, yeah, but by pointing out that it's bullshit like this, I should even for OG Star Wars, she shouldn't be making comparisons between the original true lore and Disney lore to point out as bullshit, because then what? They're just gonna be led to the Disney Star Wars. All right, I guess we should just pack it up and go home, folks. Give it up. Go home.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to definitely clear that air and just be done with it, because I do feel better. I've ranted, I've raved.
Well, now that you feel better, then we can get into Ahsoka so you can be mad.
You want to go right into Ahsoka now?
All right, I'm out of here. See you later, guys.
He's out.
I was at least going to go into something a little more positive, or at least maybe interesting. But if you want to go into Ahsoka, Jesus.
Get it over with. It's so bad. Depends on how long it's going to take.
I will just say, don't fight over Starfield, because it's thoroughly mediocre Bethesda shit.
Well, there you go.
I don't care if mods are going to fix it down the line.
No,
buy it for the price of a sandwich, maybe $12, and then get mods and shit. Okay, whatever.
When it's the Game of the Year edition and shit like that. Although I know there's some people out there that have already bought it or gotten it, and are enjoying it, but hey, you want to? I still haven't touched it myself. I've been letting Chief Sertor endure that. But that's even like another part of it. It's like I'm tired of the. I'm tired of the whole. Just wait for the mods to fix it. No, nobody else should be fixing the game, but the goddamn devs, and even then, they're probably gonna freaking mess it up if they do any patches and stuff like that. Because no patch is 100% clear. There's
I mean, my general advice for any game released in the modern era is, of course, wait until it's completed. They're going to release probably 5 or 10 DLCs for it, 20 million DLCs, whatever. That's going to cost you, however much money down the line. So, yeah, forget that crap. Wait a year or two, probably more, and buy it when it's fucking complete. Come on, people.
Well, and yeah, and it's also called do the research of any game.
Stop giving these game companies their excuses, man. How much did people rail on, the Assassin's Creed series for releasing these broke ass games? Well, guess what? Bethesda ain't releasing anything different. And just because modders come along and fix it doesn't mean you should be joining up so quickly and giving them money. What, $70 now? Please.
110%. And like I said, do your research. Don't just jump into any game. Look into it thoroughly. Wait like it is. Yes, wait until it's released. Wait until it's completed, because no game is complete anymore. They always put out.
And obviously get the freeware version.
Exactly. Do that. Oh wait, we're not supposed to. But yes, at 100. Yeah, I'm always with you on that one. Book Norris, how's it going? Yeah, I'll play it. I got a free copy with my new graphics card, but I wasn't really planning on it. Well, there you go. You got a free version of it.
Me too.
Hey there, Red Hoodwinked. Modders should be adding to the experience, not fixing it. Exactly. Exactly right. I mean, modders, there's been some great things for old games and modern that have been basically keeping games alive that had their time, but modders have been keeping life in a lot of the old games. Freaking the Jurassic Park Operations Genesis is still alive thanks to modders putting out new stuff. Jedi Academy keeps having people adding more content to those old games. All of that sort of stuff.
Modders nowadays are basically just free labor to fix their broke ass games.
Well, and also there's more like they're job hunting. They aren't putting out. It's like they're more just trying to like put out some of this stuff just for like to go. Oh, hey, look, I'm looking for a job. Will you hire me? I did this mod for your game. Got anything for me?
Guess a lot of them want to win the lottery too.
Yeah, they're hoping for that. Well, removing pronouns could be considered adding to the experience. True. And modders can do it. And that's the thing. Like, I know Nexus is doing their dumb shit, but you don't have to post it on Nexus. You can post it anywhere else. Static apparently wants to go back and remove the dumb body type stuff and adding male-female sex selection to to games. There you go. I mean, people can do all sorts of crazy stuff with mods, even to games, even games that don't allow for mods too. Modders find a way. I learned that very well with the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. It's a game that isn't easily modded, but people found a way. Autists found a way. You glorious bastards, you. Cyberpunk is going to be his first target. I still have not fully played that game at all. I'm waiting for the full complete pack, and I'll have a friend lend it to me. And then he'll upload it to Nexus and see what happens. Immediately struck down. All right. Well, enough of that heavy shit. Do we want to go into Ahsoka or do we want to go into some topics? Or do you want to pull the Band-Aid and just get Ahsoka out of the way?
I do, just so it's off the table, and then whatever time we have left, we can go over.
Okay.
That way it's just done.
Yeah, Steam Workshop has done a lot, but I just don't know if Valve is ever going to get as retarded as Nexus. That's the problem. Hopefully they don't, but we'll see. And then Red Hood Wing, yeah, that whole Type A and B bodies should be presets for the selected gender, not to see a female body with a male head and vice versa. It should just be pick your sex, male or female. You know, don't mess around. All right. Ahsoka. Oh, Christ. Where do you want to start with this? You want to kick us off? I mean, we had what? Another 1 to 3 minutes. Minute 16, minute 10 of recap. I didn't even rewatch it this morning. I meant to, but I just didn't feel like it.
I watched it this morning at 3 o'clock.
But I mean, God, the dialogue is still just so clunky, and it's really like they're padding for time with this stuff. And honestly, I don't even know what to go over about this episode anymore. Other than Merrick, the guy that everybody and all of us all had our theories about, this turned out to be a fart gas.
A big fart gas. Oh man! There's people are speculating that
he's a Dathomirian a modification or something. We never saw him without his helmet, so we don't know his true identity. But basically, he turned out to be a Dathomirian fart cloud.
That dude just got taken out.
Yeah, basically they recreated the Darth Maul Obi-Wan fight, and then fart. Hang on, there it is, and then he farts.
They recreated that fight. That was a horrible fight.
It wasn't bad. The Obi-Wan Maul one was a little better, but this was just
copying anime, maybe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this was even more anime than that.
I haven't seen most of this, so.
Especially with his more delayed on the knees.
So he was just some Dathomirian force sorcery or something.
Yeah, basically.
I love how wrong people were about thinking he was like Ezra or some shit. He's this guy. Oh, he's this guy. Oh no. Oh yeah. He's just a fart cloud. Sorry, guys.
This was the tally. He's Ezra, a clone of Kanan, Star Killer, and then I also this would possibly have been the Luke clone. Because of the fact that, yes, they did show in one of the comics that Palpatine had Luke's hand in a jar that he lost after Empire. So people suspected it might be that.
I'll admit that's one thing that did make me laugh from the Thrawn trilogy. Luke.
Yeah.
Luke.
I certainly was like, oh, they're gonna do the because Filoni has no original ideas. He takes all of his ideas from the EU. That's why we call him Felony. He was gonna do the cracked helmet thing, and it was gonna be revealed to be. I thought it was gonna do that, and it'd be revealed to be Ezra. Like he came back via the Star Whales to be able to, yeah.
Well, the helmet thing's still gonna happen, but it's gonna be WVW.
So yeah, it was I mean, I guess, yeah, to what Wookie said, well, that's fans writing better scripts than Lucasfilm. Not even, no. Our ideas were all trash. It should have, no, those were all bad ideas anyway.
I was about to say, it's almost amazing. The people that hate the show are writing better shit than the people actually writing the show.
We were just figuring, okay, what is the most, what could
Just
be the
with
most,
just with ship posting power alone.
just to be the what is the most likely thing that Felony would do to be just as unoriginal as he always has been. And you weren't on mic. But yes, he did subvert our expectations.
Sorry, I'm clicking the button on and off so that you don't get caught in it.
Oh, it's okay. Duke Devil, my Ezra theory was all blown away like a giant fart. Exact. Yeah, I was with you, dude. I was with you, Brad. We were both saying it was going to be Ezra. I just thought they were going to do the helmet reveal thing like they did with Vader.
I saw something that said it is Knights of Ren, but it makes more sense for some Dathomirian fart cloud.
I've been seeing recently that Sabine is going to be one of the Knights of Ren. Because I don't know why.
How? She
I
went
don't
off
fucking know.
She went off with Balin.
I don't know what these people, they make as much of ludicrous ideas as we do.
I think Sabine turns into the new Zana. Balin will kill the blonde chick, and then Sabine will take her place.
But the lightsaber fight was weak as shit.
All the lightsaber fights are weak. Like
Yeah.
this one is the one with Balin. Like it doesn't.
We get like what's hilarious is like we get a few seconds of Sabine.
And you got your
attempting to be
helicopter moment, by the way. You got your helicopter.
No, he
moment.
didn't fly with it.
Doesn't matter.
I
you
wanted
got
that
it.
bastard to fly with that helicopter. God damn it. I wanted flight. I did not want spinny spin. I wanted flight.
Well, you got spin.
I wanted him flying on that motherfucker. But what was even more hilarious too is that Sabine, while she has her helmet on, it just magically pops off. I wish I could find the spot. Wow.
That's a face.
Right? Hang on. Wookie, I might have another still for you. There. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, I'm saving that. Save image. I'll send that to you later, Wookie. I know you're collecting them. But yeah. Oh, yeah. She hits the tree. Pop!
Like, I didn't know helmets, No.
That's gonna become a joke reel.
Right? Just pop like that. Because they had to make
replay it. I want to see it again. Can you do slow-mo?
Hang on, I think so. Hang on. Oh, okay. Control right to do frame skip. Let's see here. Increase speed. Okay. Oof. Pop.
Why didn't she just force choke her while she's on the ground now?
See, we were asking the same thing when we were watching it live on Wednesday. We're like, why doesn't she ever just force choke her ass? I mean, I don't know if she was just trying to go full humiliation mode or what, but it was very questionable. We've had helicopter sabers in animation and video games. We need it in live action version to complete the collection. That's right. I want this, goddammit.
I mean, I want to see it. I mean, if he thought it was good enough to put it in animation, why shouldn't it be to, put it in live action?
I guess they got us, Folk North. I guess they do agree the helicopter lightsaber is dumb, but damn it, I want them to commit to that. They need to bring it back.
They're going to deny their creative head, the Saint Dave Filoni, in his hat?
Kmart cowboy himself.
I mean, if that cowboy his hat is wrong, I don't want to know what's right. Helicopter lightsabers now, damn it.
But yeah, I mean, honestly though, like it is, he is the best character in this fucking show. And I have to agree, like, yeah, Balin. And I have to agree, like, I think even Rhino and Anna, that Star Wars girl, were saying this too, is that he's not saying much. And that's part of the benefit, is that he's not giving too much away. So it adds a bit of mystique to his character. But at the same time, I think he is putting on a great performance. I do think it, and this could just be also me, is the fact that it's so, the expectations are so low with this shit. But I also didn't compliment anybody else with their acting ability. But I think he has put on, like, I think I said it Wednesday night, I think he would have made a good Darth Bane if he was younger. Like, I think he has the voice for it. He has the build and everything. And but although it's kind of funny, you hear his name, Bane. Am I getting some cross here? But
Let's shave that bastard and see what we get.
Exactly.
Tell him to do an Australian accent. We're golden.
Damn right. But
he's got the stature for it, right? I mean,
I think so.
Maybe
absolutely.
a little too old, but come on, we're all into the de-aging and shit, so should be perfect.
That's why I said if he was younger, if this was probably, I think I said it on Rhino's Casual Rage when I left a comment. If he was younger and this was under true Lucas film era, it could have been amazing to have.
I want them to do Bane just so I can hate things more.
I need my anger. But he is pretty much the standout for this show.
I mean, just look at how Forloni treated Bane.
Oh God. Wow.
That made me angry enough, so.
Yeah, to remind me of
that. I'm over here just trying to figure out who this chick is, if she's supposed to be a reincarnated Zana, and you got to bring up that terrible trash Bane episode from Clone Wars.
Oh, you mean Blondie?
Yeah.
A Chihuahua.
Hey. But I mean, yeah, that is kind of the thing. Like, the villains are coming, at least the two of them are coming off as a little more interesting. But this episode is, there's a lot of faffing around. The fights are stupid. Hey. Dang dog.
See, even the dog thinks that's silly. The villains are only interesting because you don't know anything about them.
True. Oh, Jesus.
Old man Sith and the Pomeranian.
Red Hoodwink says he looks like Valkorian, to be honest. Interesting.
He does have a bit of that look.
He does. Yeah.
Which would honestly be a pretty good fit for him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, also there's this whole like kind of pointless standoff. They're going through the different lightsaber forms. They all, and even she does basically the Form 5 Anakin's fighting style. It's like it is supposed to be like this whole little, like, I don't know, I guess samurai fight.
How does he know who Anakin is though? Because when he says like,
that's another thing of the
you.
stupidity of this. Is like, how is everybody finding out who Anakin turned to Vader? That was supposed to be like the most kept secret.
Unless,
I mean, hey,
the hologram,
all these Jedi have survived Order 66. Why not everybody also know Anakin is fucking Vader?
Well, did they delete the videos, the security hologram at the temple? Did Obi-Wan, like, that's the only way they would know. Because at that
Yeah,
point,
but it was
that's how. What?
after that, it was under Imperial control. So how would anybody get to it? And
I'm
why
just
would
saying.
anybody get to it? Because
I'm-
Palpatine's whole show was that
I
Anakin
know, it doesn't
died
make any
defending the Republic, and Vader is basically just this new enforcer for the Empire.
Right. So I'm bringing up the point because I don't know how everybody and their grandmother knows that Anakin, is Vader, and Anakin survived or whatnot. He's like, your master spoke, and it's the same line that Dooku used to Obi-Wan. It's like, he's like, Qui-Gon always spoke very highly of you.
Oh, I didn't even make that
exact
comparison.
same thing, dude.
I didn't even draw that comparison. Shit.
There's so many lines in this show that are taken from the original trilogy, and that's probably why
in the prequel trilogy.
Both. I think both.
That's why I said and the prequel trilogy. Just to help fill that in for
and
you.
That's why freaking you got turkeys like Star Wars 3 out here saying it's the most Star Wars they've ever seen. So because there's a slight reference in this show to the prequel to Attack of the Clones, that's why it's the most George Lucas that we've seen since Lucas has been in control. And I'm not going to go on a rant because I know we're running out of time. But like, I just that bothers me. Like when he said your master spoke very highly of you. Did you know him? Were you part of the Order? You're not even a Jedi. So who are you? And then he goes on later. If we get there, it says I've lost my faith. Where she talks about you just have faith. He's like, faith. I lost that a long time ago, which would kind of give you the illusion that maybe he was a Jedi.
Which, if you think about it, it's kind of odd because, I mean, was Anakin very personal with a lot of the other Jedi around him? Like, you'd speak highly about.
Well, which Anakin were we talking about? The Clone Wars Anakin? That's
that's the question.
With everybody, or is it Anakin of the prequel trilogies that are concerned about keeping Padme, a secret from, I don't know, because it doesn't. The movies don't really touch on that. That's where you would have to go to the books. And again, I'm not. I mean,
that's why I think even Clone Wars Anakin wasn't exactly personal with a lot of people. So it'd be called like, would he really be going around saying how great Ahsoka was to everyone? Like, oh yeah, hey guys, did you hear about Ahsoka? She's great.
Kind of to feed his own ego because he's the one teaching her. Possibly, he could be rather boastful at times. So he could fill into that.
But he's boastful about himself, and obviously Ahsoka was never supposed to exist.
True. Yes, let's erase her from
erase her now. Big laser. She doesn't exist. Thank you. Oh wait, space whales. Yeah. Space whale eats her. She doesn't exist. We don't have to deal with any of this crap.
Exactly. So they are activating the Stargate. That's at least what we kept joking with this whole dialing thing. I know I could be watching Stargate right now. Even that Ahsoka gets a little angry, throws the Chihuahua against the stone wall. Then Ahsoka gets thrown off a cliff.
Can we just pause really quick here?
Yeah.
This is a point I want to bring up. So when they're, when David, whatever Doctor Who robot tells them to stick together and they're running through the forest, and then before they fight Merrick and Zana, clone chick, why does Sabine not just take her lightsaber out? Why does she decide to use blasters when she knows blasters can be deflected by light? Like, why would you not? Like, it's the exact same thing with Luke going into the cave with Vader. He took his blasters, and what did Yoda say? Weapons you will not need, or something along those lines.
No, yeah, he was telling him he wouldn't need it.
Yeah, well, but it's like you choose to use your blaster instead of your lightsaber. Like, it just
she picks a weird time to now decide to start using her blasters when she seemed to keep using the damn lightsaber when she got the chance.
And I love
suddenly I want to be a Mandalorian, but I want to fail at it hard.
But then I love the fact that they bring in whistling birds from the Mandalorian when she loses her lightsaber and she's like, "Oh, you have no powers," which everybody thought she's going to be force sensitive. My goodness, that's all I'm hearing from Star Wars there, that she's force sensitive. Going to pick up her lightsaber.
I would
right there
in that scene. Yeah, in the scene, Rhino was breaking this down a bit, and he was. Oh, I guess this was after the fact. But you do kind of hear, even when she does hit the ground, there's a little boom. Like she did get hit, but then the Chihuahua just mocks her and says, "You don't have any real power."
Did she get hit by her lightsaber? Did she summon her
No,
lightsaber?
like Sabine did actually use the Force to kind of judder a little bit, but like she said, you have no real power or no real kind of nothing backing it, basically.
Oh, they pulled the Lord of the Rings. You have no power here, Gandalf the Great.
But that means she has the capability of doing it in the first place.
Which everybody has the Force now. You
She's
get
either
the
gonna
Force, and
become-
they
she's
get the
either
Force,
gonna
and she gets the
become-
Force.
She's either going to follow the Knights of Ren, or she's going to become the new Jedi at Mandalorian, like Tar Vizsla. Watch, mark my words.
Did I say it on here, or
I don't know.
I forgot
Maybe
where
you
I
did.
said it. She's gonna create a new Darksaber.
No, but no, because the Darksaber wasn't destroyed. The real one wasn't
Watch,
destroyed.
she'll create a brand new Darksaber.
She'll create the right one.
Exactly. She'll create the bestest Darksaber ever.
You might be
Because
honest.
now it's a woman doing it.
You actually might
Force
be
is
onto
female.
something. Why'd you have to say that?
Because it's just stupid enough for Disney to do it.
I mean, that actually might work.
Wait, guys, Knights of Ren? Sabine Ren?
Knights of Ren.
No!
You might be onto something, or
She's gonna
the
be
one
a
that will
Mando
get the
Jedi. She's gonna be a
Darksaber.
Mando Jedi, and she's gonna create
She's
the new
gonna get the
Darksaber.
Darksaber. Somehow Moff Gideon's gonna be implemented, because there's already talks about the Mando being inserted into this asinine show. But I bet you she gets the Darksaber and she becomes what Bo-Katan couldn't, because she's a real woman and Bo-Katan isn't. She's the one that is now going to save Bo-Katan, because it was Mando saving Boba. No, it was, well, I mean, theoretically, it was really Fennec Shand saving Boba, but, you know, Mando had to save Book of Boba, and then Cara Dune had to save Mando, and then it was Bo-Katan saving Mando, and now it's going to be Sabine saving Bo-Katan.
I'm telling you, I could be off the rails, but
There's another thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't know if I think OG Stars brought it up. Why is there no reflection when they're fighting with the lightsaber hue? Why is there no reflection on the other person?
oh, I never. Well, like when they're
There should be green on her and red on the other as they're fighting.
like when they're more locked in the.
No, that's true. Like you don't even see it on the actual people wielding the saber. You don't see like the reflection on them. It's like it's not casting any light.
Huh. But they're supposed to be like these actual glowy.
Yeah, like you were just on that guy. Go back to that guy. I don't know his name. I forget.
Balin.
Yeah,
there's
but
no
like
reflection.
he was standing there with the lightsaber right at his side. You don't see it reflecting off him and making any light.
No,
yeah, well, a little bit there, but it's like very little, like not
I'm
much
talking about what they're
pronounced.
fighting. Like if you remember watching Anakin.
And then look, yeah, you kind of get it more here.
Not
It just might not
really.
be showing so well for you guys, but
No, OG specifically, it wasn't this one. It was when Sabine.
Certain
and-
shots seem to like not show it as much.
It was specifically Sabine and the Zana wannabe. There was no reflection during that fight, and she was just calling out the.
Sabine needs a T-bone. Definitely needs some more meat on her bones.
Oh.
She's gonna be just like Batwoman, isn't she? It'll look better when a woman makes it.
And does she have Beskar? Does she get any Beskar?
Yeah,
from
her,
Baby
that's her.
Jessica?
Her armor's already Beskar armor. So it's family.
Where does she get the
armor
Beskar
passed
from?
down.
Because isn't this supposed to
It
be?
was in her. It was. This is the armor she wears is armor that's been within her family and it's gotten like reshaped to fit each person that's been passed down to. So her armor is Beskar armor. It's this old armor, but it still does all the same bouncy offy plot armor protection that we know from Mando. And so Ahsoka takes a dive
to the war between worlds.
Apparently to the world between fucking worlds.
You had to have known that's where he was going
is she hallucinating?
No.
And I think it was that Star Wars girl said this. She is going to be having her next Gandalf moment.
Shut up.
Like, this is her dying, and she's gonna come back now as Ahsoka the White.
Goes from Ahsoka the bland to the Ahsoka the less bland.
I want to say it was Rhino and that Star Wars girl discussing that. I want to say it was them too. But yeah. Yeah.
I will say Balin, was it? Yeah, he's looking really cool there. I like that.
Yeah. That's the thing. He has a great look. The armor and everything that he's wearing is definitely kind of got like an old school look and everything. Like you could
it almost makes me think of like Kodor or Sith armor.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said it, he's misused. Completely misused for this fucking show. I could see much better use for this guy. It's a shame he passed away.
He passed away?
He passed away. The actor,
Holy
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
They could have done the show should have been about. They should have done the show about him because I do agree. Like he's probably the most interesting character, and he has a reason to be like mysterious and stoic, unlike Ahsoka, who for the first 8 seasons of Clone Wars, you couldn't get her to shut up.
Well, and that's the funny thing, right? Like she didn't once like stop and talk to this guy, like be like, "Hey, so what's your big deal?"
Why
she doesn't try to investigate? She doesn't try.
Yeah.
What? How do you know Anakin? How do you know me? All this sort of stuff. Like actually question him.
This is the lazy writing. It could have been. It could have been something. I would have liked to know how this dude knows Anakin, and how he knows Anakin's Vader. He doesn't implicitly say that, but he says your master spoke very highly of you.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know my master? Were you part of the order? You clearly you may not be a Sith because you don't have a red lightsaber. You have an orange one. So, like, what are you? Are you Brothers of Destruction? Brotherhood of Destruction? Are you a Sith? You can't be a Sith. He can't be a Sith, man, because Anakin, the rule of two, unless Palpatine, again, as he has done before, kind of bending the rules a little because he had Anakin while he had Dooku. Anakin wasn't fully there, but he was grooming him, if you will.
Yeah.
So, like, is he Palpatine's apprentice? Who's his master? You can't just have some because if you're not a Jedi and you're not a Sith, then you're no different than Ahsoka, who's a gray Jedi.
That doesn't exist.
Well, apparently it does.
Well, you can say a gray Jedi is just sort of to say they're not affiliated with the Order in any way.
Well, then they're just not affiliated with the Order, but they're still the Jedi. They're still the light side and stuff like that.
It's just an easy way to say it.
So is he like a slightly less grumpy Sith? Like, because if you wield a lightsaber, again, I could be misspeaking, but I would assume that you have to have some type of knowledge.
So did he only slightly make his kyber crystal bleed a little bit to get the orange? Is that what
I say? He's a slightly less grumpy Sith.
He just hugged it a little too tightly. He didn't make it bleed. He just kind of like squeezed it a little too hard and got the orange. I was gonna say, isn't this coming from Filoni, who created that bull crap?
Yes. There is no explanation for an orange lightsaber. You're not coming through on the mic, Schuster.
Sorry. Maybe they made their lightsaber crystal feel just slightly uncomfortable. Not quite made them bleed, but they're not really like happy with all this crap. So they come out orange.
I'll bleed you real quiet.
I mean, what's
Why
the
does his
distance between
apprentice? Why does
what's
his
the
apprentice
distance
have the? Go ahead, sorry.
what's the distance between you bled a lightsaber crystal and you made it orange? Like, what's
Well, I
the
think he
difference?
probably got kicked out of the Sith Academy because he failed to make a proper Sith lightsaber. You just gently hugged it instead of going full on Sith mode.
Their rules make no sense. Their rules just make no sense.
My goodness, I almost got kicked out of the Sith Academy because I said hi to somebody.
You were a little too friendly.
That's too friendly.
Man,
Yeah,
you just
like
And that's
supposed to
back when the rules actually made sense.
once again, she's
he peeled the original Kyber crystal. That's why it's orange.
Yeah.
He got it sunburnt, and then just peeled off the.
Oh, okay. I said not bleeding, but just lightly peeled.
Yes, it's red button battery saving mode.
bro, it's solar powered and the sun's not out. That's why. It's Elon Musk. It's the Model X.
I mean, that's the funny thing. This is this guy's fucking lore that he created, right? So why is this lightsaber different? Come on,
Because he
explain it.
he touched base on it. He's like, it's not everything's not what it seems. That came out of his mouth. And he even tried to defend freaking Vader's lightsaber not being fully red in Empire Strikes Back. He's like,
Yeah,
"This is a
because he's
different
like,
film."
oh, different, yeah, copy of the film. The VHS was degraded or some shit like that.
No, dude, it's always been red.
I always remember it being rather vibrant red. Yes,
Yeah.
Florida orange lightsaber. So yeah, Sabine goes into full retard mode, deciding that I'm going to shoot at him.
And then, of course, they have to bring in Mina Masood. Is Mina Masood in this? Is he Space Aladdin? The character?
We've only had him as a hologram, so either he's going to appear with Thrawn, or they brought him in and they hired him for the role, but he's going to get nothing. Who knows?
We're going to see an episode of Ezra sitting at a table with Thrawn going through counseling, and the space wells are the people. Whatever. I'm not even going to finish it.
So have we gotten a Star Wars theory on lightsaber colors?
Sure, we could ask him.
I mean, I'm kind of curious now. I want to know the official truth, right?
I mean, to my knowledge, Samuel L. Jackson was the only one that had the purple lightsaber, and that's because he wanted a purple lightsaber.
Yeah, because he wanted to be able to be seen on the big battlefield during Attack of the Clones when there's all the Jedi and shit. He didn't want to blend in. He wanted to stick out.
Right.
What a shit.
And George Lucas gave him a purple lightsaber.
And that sort of like has come to symbolize sort of like in between dark and light, but
I don't know, because
is that an official theory? I don't know.
Well, people say the games aren't canon, but like Bastila had a yellow one.
Right.
Yellow was supposed to be the color of the Sentinel. Blue was Guardian, green was Counselor, and
I
yellow
think that
Sentinel.
was more for gameplay mechanics to kind of differentiate it for you.
I don't know,
the player.
because the Jedi Temple they had their things were yellow too.
I was about to say, and Filoni kind of made color important, right? So, because the Sith bleed their lightsaber, color has to mean something.
Well, they have feelings. They have feelings, and they can choose you.
It was so much better when the Sith just used synthetic crystals. It was so much easier that way.
Well, it's kind of just more of an example of they don't even follow their own rules. Like you say, they're inconsistency in their own. What is your?
They're consistent at being inconsistent. Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
Ezra and Thrawn are playing Uno while they wait for their episode to show up.
Real. Did you hear that episode 5 is going to be in theaters?
Yes, for free apparently.
Oh shit! Let's go.
Let's go. I want popcorn.
God no.
That's the only reason why I'd go. Fractured, you're going. We're going to do a live stream there.
Felony
I was
turned the
about to say,
lightsabers
that
into
might,
Harry
hey,
Potter.
that would actually be great. We could like do like a after show stream where we're
Fraction,
like
you
talking
listening
on
to
the
this?
phone or something.
I'm taking that day off. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this after party.
So pumped.
So pumped. Wookie, get your flight booked. Wookie, get your flight booked.
I haven't been to a movie theater in years. This is the one excuse to go.
Fracture's like probably trembling right now because he knows.
He's looking at me. And I think he kind of wants to kill me.
I'm so pumped. So pumped. It's like you say, Fracture. It's your favorite line. So pumped.
You got me saying that, man. I kept hearing you say it. That was infected me. Plus, I do kind of like it.
You got me saying at work, I think people are annoyed at me.
Everybody else says it too. Hitman's gotten everybody.
Let's go. So
See?
pumped. I'm so pumped. Let's go. It's in theaters. It's gonna happen.
But it's not. Not in our area.
Oh, well,
we're gonna figure it out.
I can't believe you're looking that up. Holy crap!
I'm looking. Is that?
I got curious. I got curious.
Yes. You're looking not in. You're not looking in the right theater.
I didn't know you became lofty, Wookie. I mean, I know you're praising Bethesda and Microsoft. I know, but I didn't think you got quite that bad.
You got a Bethesda shill here? Are you really?
Yes, Wookie is a Bethesda drone.
My God, I never thought I'd meet people that like broken games.
Well, he says they're broken. He admits that they're broken.
Oh, that's the charm, right?
That's the charm.
I guess.
That's right.
I guess.
That's right.
I guess it's like the. It's like.
He said Starfield was better than Mass Effect.
No, Mass Effect was way better.
No, you're praising them both, Wookie. We heard you.
If you praise Bethesda, you praise Microsoft because they own them.
Exactly.
Was Mass Effect Andromeda? Was that it?
Oh God, we don't talk about that one.
Andromeda was good. What are you talking about?
Andromeda was shit.
No, it was. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mass Effect Andromeda is better than Starfield.
Oh, bombs dropped.
Okay, that's completely untrue. I'm sorry. I couldn't let that. I couldn't let that one last for long. That's completely untrue.
This is the first Microsoft Bethesda release, to be fair. Well,
and look at it.
I mean, they were desperate for a W, and man,
It's like every single Bethesda release
ever
since they've released a game. Almost like nothing's gonna change.
Nothing at all. It's third person versus first person. First person will usually win for me, says Wookie. Oh.
That sounds like a personal opinion bull crap, so okay, whatever.
You didn't say that on mic.
Well, I'm sorry, it's hard to tell now.
You just gotta look for when your little icon flashes so you know you're talking.
No, I know. I'm like pressing it and it's flashing and I'm trying to press it so like you don't get picked up, and I don't want people thinking you're in my lap again.
Oh, that's right. Wookie made that insinuation.
I think he has some weird proclivities going on with him, but I'm not gonna judge.
I will. He's a sick little degenerate.
Who eats pineapple on pizza?
Well, he is a Wookiee, so.
The way Fallout 1 and 2 are the best. Yes. Yes, they are. This is going to be my first playthrough, my thorough playthrough of a Bethesda game. I'll give it a fair shake.
So, or to the point where they're at the war between worlds.
I mean, basically, it ends. We got as Sheefster said, Elliot Page, Anakin.
Yeah, he does not look good.
It's awful.
Wookie was saying more like James Franco, which
I see that.
Yeah, I did kind of see that look in him. I mean, all it is like too, like she's in here and he says, "Hey, Snips." He said something else. I don't care. And bad Digi, Hayden Christensen.
Now, if only he just immediately tried to kill her.
Well, that might come in the next episode. Some people
Let's go.
Some people are thinking that this isn't even real. Like she's like I said, she's having an out of body experience or whatever. He's probably gonna reaffirm how great she is, and it's gonna be like I've been saying. It's how Ahsoka got her groove back. That's what this whole series is. So she can start calling herself a Jedi as well.
This is how they canonize her, right? Past Anakin's gonna come in and say, "Oh yeah, you were always my apprentice, and I always loved you, and you were super great."
Exactly. And this is again, it's like not a lot of people watched the Clone Wars or Rebels.
And I'm glad you affirmed my gender identity.
Right. But some people are also thinking that, and this is again where everybody's making up all these wild ideas, that he's from the Mortis arc, that this is either the brother who was the dark side of the Force, or it's the sister who was the light side and maybe saved Ahsoka and brought her into the world between worlds.
No.
Let's follow their wild ideas that have been so correct up to now.
We're not doing the Mortis arc. No.
Let's see. Who was the Inquisitor that just died in a fart recently? I don't think I'm going to listen to their theories anymore. I think they're jamming a lot of smoke up our asses.
Right. There was somebody that was like, I just want the Inquisitor guy to be his own character. Technically, he was a fart in the wind. And I'm like, you know what? I hope you're right, because I was like,
how appropriate.
I was like, let's hope that maybe it's an actual original character, and all of our theories are wrong. And they were all wrong. He was a fart in the wind, dude. But yeah, odd.
Man, I guess Filoni is pretty damn good at subverting our expectations, because we like to say they're all thinking all these crazy things, but nope, apparently not. This guy was just no one.
He really truly learned from the great Rian Johnson on how to subvert our expectations.
Make it utter crap.
Exactly. Some people are also like, the next episode is going to be them doing what we've heard rumored for a long time, the recreation of the Mustafar fight. I could see that happening, because they do like trying to retcon the world to make Ahsoka the bestest Jedi ever. And certainly
it'll be like something like she pushed something in the way of Anakin, and that allowed Obi-Wan to win the fight. It won't be like something big. It won't be like, oh, she changed the whole thing, but it'd be like she pushed like an eraser under Anakin's heels. So he kind of tripped a little bit, and that allowed Obi-Wan to gain the upper hand in one section of the fight. So
just as Anakin took the step to make a jump, she threw a banana under his foot.
Yeah, right where Obi-Wan's going, I have the high ground. And Anakin's about to make his jump. She reached through the worlds and grabbed his heel and kind of like tugged him a little bit. And that made it so he couldn't make it over Obi-Wan, and he,
Yep. So she was the reason why Obi-Wan got the slice on him. Otherwise, Anakin, it would have been the PlayStation 2 ending where he made the jump, stabbed Obi-Wan, went and killed Palpatine, and he was the ruler of the galaxy.
Ahsoka saved us all. Oh, God bless her.
Bless her heart. Yeah, exactly. Gave him the Mario Kart treatment.
I hate myself for even saying any of that. It made me feel dirty. And yeah.
His face is too smooth. It doesn't look like that in Revenge of the Sith. The next episode, we will get that Ahsoka versus Anakin on Mustafar that was rumored before the show aired. We'll see what happens. I mean, you know, like it was, we were all like, we were all making these wild ass ideas about even the stupid Inquisitor turned out to be a fart cloud. He turned out to be the smoke monster from Lost. Whatever. We were all wrong. Now, maybe this is
good.
Maybe this is the one truth we get where they do the refight. But for all we know, this is gonna just amount to next episode is Anakin reaffirming Ahsoka, telling her how great she is. She is a true Jedi. You now have to go and save Sabine and be the bestest ever, and go do it, girl.
Let me
And
ask
of course, this is the way to canonize Ahsoka. To have Anakin come in and be. This is, of course, you know, pre-corrupted Anakin. He's gonna come in and say, "Oh, well, you were my greatest apprentice. I always loved you, and I'm sorry I, you know, went all bad and whatnot." So this will be like the way to sort of let her come to peace with whatever is not allowing her to be a Jedi or whatever the crap.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, he's not going to fight her.
Rumor to build hype for episode 5. That's what they're trying to do.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do they use this and rewrite all of the prequels? Do they erase or retcon anything by doing this? Will she go and save him from the Obi-Wan fight, or will she take Obi-Wan's place and fight him and somehow keep him from turning or turn him back?
The rumor is that she takes Obi-Wan's place. Some say that Obi-Wan's already dead. Some say that for some reason it's just a pile of clothes, like he went to the other side of the Force, which would be impossible considering he never did the training. I mean, I guess, hey, Anakin technically didn't, and Obi-Wan pulled him to be a Force ghost and everything, so I guess that would be the rationale. Hey, Obi-Wan could do it, so Qui-Gon did it for Obi-Wan. But yeah, those are like some of the rumors flying around about it.
Say that again. What was the last rumor?
About Obi-Wan, pile of clothes, and that's that he's already dead, even though he hasn't done the training. But because of Obi-Wan doing that for Anakin in the original trilogy and pulling him to the other side of the Force and all that jazz to make him a Force ghost, that Qui-Gon, maybe that'd be the rationale that Qui-Gon could do the same, even though he didn't complete the training, but he would help Obi-Wan do it. Wookiee's saying, I think the next 2 episodes are filler. Then we get Thrawn at the end of the last 2 episodes, and Thrawn killed Ezra. We'll see, man. I mean, yeah, like I looked, and the Ezra actor's only showing for the 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes, which I thought they only used him once. I'm guessing build the second time because of recap and flashback, but otherwise, like, there wasn't anything else to it. Oh, hey, Crimson Raptor, how you doing, man? Look through this portal, Snips. This is when I killed a bunch of younglings. Please let that happen. That would be good. That would be good. I don't know. I don't know at this point. I mean, we already heard from the actor himself that this is going to be a very different Thrawn in performance and portrayal and otherwise. It's going to be, because last I had heard too, I guess it was rumor that he was going to be maybe less of a quote unquote bad guy and more of like the in between or going towards good guy. So he had a change of heart. Who knows? You know, there's so much shit surrounding the show. I don't know anymore. I don't. All I guess I could say is we'll just see as it comes. See what happens, you know? Otherwise, because I don't fucking know anymore.
I don't know. The biggest debate I've heard is this reality or is it not? I doubt that Filoni would do all of this just for it to be some type of alternate, you know, like a dream or something. Like I guarantee you, because in Clone Wars, Wookiee, and you could probably speak better to this than I can, but there was a picture I saw floating around where she's in a Gandalf gown, and I wonder if that's how
that was at the end of Rebels. That was.
I wonder if that's how what happens. But again, this show hasn't followed hasn't followed Rebels at all. I mean, the closest thing to Rebels that this thing has followed is Chopper, and that's pretty sad. Like, and I was watching, like, and did Jason Zindula? Did he look? Was he a humanoid? And like, was he human?
Yeah, he looked like, yeah, but his like hair was definitely more green than this.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked like that basically.
Okay, so I'm very curious to see if they used it. I mean, I think it's bold that they did it, which just further kind of leads me to believe that they will use this to retcon. Because again, my understanding, and Wookiee, you know, I'd love for him or anybody else to tell me if I'm wrong, but you can basically the world between worlds leads you to alternate realities that haven't taken place yet, right? You can alter the timeline, essentially. Is that yes or no?
I was under the impression that it was like a bunch of time doors, different time events in time that were taking place.
So not like the Tesseract where it can do different realities.
That wasn't the first impression I got when they were going through it. It was more like it was a bunch of like timeline sort of shit, different events in time.
But you can essentially go in that door and you can alter it though.
But they're like, different doors the doors were like for different points in time for special events. And it might have been for the events of that person, or it was just generalized. It wasn't made very clear.
So it's a massive highway for changing the timeline. It's like their flashpoint, basically. It's their speed force.
Right. Well, that's I think I was kind of saying that. But yeah, major events in that timeline.
So this is basically like the speed force in a sense. Like, so she could literally go to a point in time and not miss it, alter it, but she could interrupt it. Like if Obi-Wan and him are fighting, she could somehow go through that door and change it.
Possibly. I mean, it's Filoni's rules at this point. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
The first rule of time travel, though?
I don't think they care.
Mm.
The first rule of time travel is generally you may change one thing to be better, but that means you possibly change other things to ruin the entire spectrum of things. That's how real time travel, of course, is supposed to be. I don't think that's how they're operating in this case.
Well, and for some rules, it's also you do a little thing and then it creates an individual timeline altogether. Like it creates an all new timeline. So you're no longer in the one you were on, but now in a brand new one. And that's where then you start getting like multiverse and shit like that.
Which is where it gets messy and stupid.
And you don't go down that route.
Which is why Legacy of Kain was perfect.
Exactly.
There was one thing I wanted to bring up because I kind of missed it. After talking about playing a different Thrawn, I think maybe he just entirely forgot how he was playing Thrawn. So it's called now that I'm in a live action series, I'm going to play it completely different. So
that's possible. That's possible.
But yeah, time travel, just literally don't fucking do it. Unless you're like, you've really planned for it. You know, your universe is built around it, probably in more ways than one.
Here we go.
Like we've said,
the encounter could create a time paradox, the results of which could cause a chain reaction that would unravel the very fabric of space and the space-time continuum and destroy the entire universe. Doc Brown. Can't go wrong with a little Back to the Future.
He's not wrong there, obviously. Some universes have their like time travel sort of worked out where it's called, okay, well, you know, you time travel and things kind of get messed up, but the time continuum sort of ravels around it and figures its way to, you know, continue onwards and sort of correct the path. But if you haven't built your universe around time travel, then you're just sort of introducing something new that's gonna say, we'll just mess up everything.
Yeah, that was our first. That the world of Between World, we first got introduced to it, and we're like, I'm sorry, wait, what? How are you bringing something like this that never quite existed in this universe? And we called it a freaking. It was another jumping the shark moment.
And it's like, you know, Ezra's jumping through time and space. He saved Ahsoka. Apparently, she was gonna die there. Okay, well, why don't you just go use the space whales and, you know, jump back in time? And well, what's the ultimate question, right? Kill baby Hitler, kill baby Anakin. That solves it all, right? Or hell, go before
they did it with
that.
Thanos. They did it in Thanos. They're like, let's go
kill
back in time,
baby Palpatine, right? That solves. Or hell, kill baby Bane. You know, go back that far. Just do it all, right?
Yeah.
Who do you kill to make this right with time travel?
Well, I mean, that was even kind of the thing for Ezra. He wanted to save Kanan, but like he kind of got told and was like, dude, if you try and do that, you all could have had the possibility of dying right then and there. He saved your life. If you try and bring him out of that moment, you all die. And thereby you're not here to do
I was about to say, but fully enough, why does saving Ahsoka change nothing? Wouldn't saving Ahsoka basically free up Vader to chase them and try to, like, you know, eliminate their asses?
I mean,
like, why is that point in history different than any other?
Because it's Filoni's body pillow that was being saved.
Well, of course I know the answer. I'm just like asking for rational answers.
All I have is sarcastic ones. I don't know. I don't know why her particular point in time would be special other than.
So who's going to be the next person that comes in and saves Sabine when Sabine fails? From a character perspective, who's Filoni going to create then?
It's got to be Ezra now, right?
He didn't create Ezra, did he?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Rebels was all him.
But that he wouldn't give up Ahsoka. He's not going to commit
he's not going to
character suicide with Ahsoka.
No, Ahsoka's going to be wrapped up with other stuff, and, you know, to save Sabine, Ezra's going to show up at some point. I mean, why else would they give him an actual actor?
Here's the thing. This whole relationship is like, just tell me that they're dating. And like, there's no way that, like, because even how Balin was talking to Sabine, like, it just feels like there's more than just a brotherly and sisterly love there.
Well, there is. Yes, it was it was in fucking Rebels. There
yes, like, it's not like she's. I don't know what, like, she's. You can tell that she's, you know, missing her boo thing.
And that's true, Red Hoodwinked. Vader got trapped in that whole Sith temple thing when they took it and the whole thing was closing in. He was technically supposed to be trapped in there. Oh no,
so was Kenobi.
No.
He threw all the rocks on him.
The floor fell out from under him, so he fell somewhere and got out. He had his escape. There you go. Because the floor crumbled. No. In the scene, the floor crumbled away underneath Vader. Bro, it happened in the goddamn scene.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I think it's
he found some way out. That was it,
bro. When if a pyramid fell on you, Even with the Force, I don't think you and I could escape. It's a pyramid.
It was a big, like, it closed him in. Hang on. Oh, I don't have it anymore. I already
You
deleted
better
it.
find it because I think that's like.
I mean, if it was my
Even
Force, that'd
Vader.
be good.
Like, what'd you say?
If it was my Force, that'd be good. But I don't know about
yeah,
other
if it was my
people.
Force, I'd be fine, dude. I'd hold that pyramid up. I'd be good, dude. Oh man.
I mean, see my sunglasses? Come on, I can hold up anything.
Absolutely.
Hang on, I'm getting it now.
Well, either way, I don't know about any of that, but I think time travel is pretty much shit in Star Wars. Don't do it.
Oh yeah.
She stabs into the ground, and then he grabs her out, and then he falls through.
Wait, did he not just fall into the void?
Do that.
I mean,
again.
Like, seriously, he falls into the void. What is that? Yeah, look at that. What is that?
It's not a hole. That's world between worlds. He's in the world between worlds.
Now Vader exists in all places and no places.
Bro, that's literally, that is a void. That's a black hole he went in. Please make this a clip. Please.
Vader
clip
falls
it.
in. Vader falls out. Vader falls in.
We need
Vader falls out.
we need some like funky music going to that. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Like, he's falling into a void. That's not like falling into a hole in the ground. That's a void. That's like some sort of weird force void.
No, it doesn't explain how he got out. Red Hoodwink is well. I mean, it just means that he was not trapped where he originally was supposed to be trapped. So somehow Vader escaped.
Somehow. Vader has returned.
I just like doing this, honestly.
So wait, Filoni was as good a writer as the Return of the Jedi people even back then? Wait, you're kidding me.
What are you talking about?
You kidding me? He's the savior of Star Wars. That can't be.
Don't give Filoni more ideas.
You kidding? He had these ideas from the start. Look at it. It's right there. This was before all this crap, right?
No, this was.
Well, I mean,
Disney
it's
era.
during all this crap, but you know what I mean. It's like happening all at the same time. Vader falling into a fucking light void. That's his writing prowess.
Yep, that's Filoni's writing prowess right here.
It's right there in front of your eyes. It's on video. You can't deny it. Look at it. What is he falling into? You tell me. He's not falling to the next level of the temple. That's a light void. That's some sort of fucking weird force void.
Well, that's the funny thing. Like, the end of the episode when this originally happened, because the whole temple thing closes them in. It's just Ahsoka and Vader, and then it eventually like cuts away back to Ezra and them. And at the end of the episode, Vader's coming out, no explanation. He's just magically coming out.
Well, he force jumped. He got out. He's fine. He put on some, the force protection and the what's the other ability in Academy? The absorb. Yeah, force absorb. Yeah, he put them both on, and he's good. No problem. Just came out of it. Sure, he fell into some abyssal hell realm, but hey,
yeah,
he's fucking Darth Vader. What does he care?
Oh my god!
Wasn't that lightning though? Like, hold on, how did he survive? Because that looks like that. Wouldn't that lightning fry his chest? And didn't he die because of Palpatine's lightning? That
not like I said, force protect and force absorb. That protected him. He's good.
Reach.
Even though that's non-canon video game abilities, it protected him here.
Don't ask questions. Just wait. What am I doing? I have the fucking. Why am I saying the goddamn?
Yeah, come on, man.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
I'm gonna play some Starfield now.
Oh. Yeah. And canon isn't canon. Hey, it's a big sandbox, Red Hoodwink. Anybody can play in it. Anybody can do their stories. Let them make their stories. They don't have to adhere to any canon.
Well, it depends on whose head canon it is.
I could be playing Starfield, damn it.
I am, and I've been ignoring it this whole time.
Shows how good it is. Well, we're a very unique bunch.
I was about to say, y'all are so engaging. I'm sorry. It's just Todd's masterpiece does not draw me like your anger does.
Static. I don't know if this show can handle all the Sheepster sarcasm.
What?
Here I am mid-edit. Watch these right-wing nut jobs. We are the best nut jobs, the best out there. Nobody is not quite the same kind of right-wing nut jobs like we are. We are the best. No.
I don't know about you, but Hitman kind of scares me.
I think he's the most extreme out of all three of us.
Me? Me?
Thank you for breaking the illusion, Hitman. I appreciate it.
Ugh, I can't with this. Just garbage.
Wookie,
show.
you got to keep your sick perversions to yourself, sir. That is just don't.
What can I say? My lap is extremely comfy.
Oh, Christ, don't feed it.
I'll
feed it. I don't know. Whatever.
I will feed it.
Ah.
What else am I here for? We're family friendly.
Kids show. Kids show.
This is a kid show, sir. And we love burning Wookiees, by the way, so be careful.
Especially the ones that eat pineapple on sticks.
Burn them!
I still remember we tried organizing Ewok hunts in Star Wars Galaxies. I guess we should have extended that to Wookiees too.
He was in my lap for that too, by the way, okay?
Wow. He'll ask you for your Christmas list. Well, the Chiefster is a very giving individual.
I give pain.
Oh, we dropped the ball, guys. It's not a kid show. We didn't start with our pronouns. Oh, well, mine is King and Potato People.
Mine is unlimited and blah. J Hitman, what are your pronouns?
Palpatine and Chiefster.
Huh.
Pencil and crown.
I like that.
Pronouns.
I think we've exhausted Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch half. I mean, I only saw the end of it with the horrible Anakin face. So,
I mean, this is basically what happened to us, me, Wookie, and Brad. We were going through the show. All we ended up talking about was other shit.
That's perfect.
Like it was. We ended up talking about how could a Gamorrean or how could Zeb actually fit into an X-wing? And we found that more engaging conversation than talking about Ahsoka and what was going on.
Answer: you chopped their legs off.
I mean, the entire 501st couldn't exhaust her. Oh!
I got a copy pasta for that, but it's too dirty to share.
Oh no. Clearly Vader fell into a void where he saw what Disney has become. He managed to escape, beaten and broken. Oh. I'll accept that headcanon, sir.
I wanna imagine a headcanon where, you know, Lucas saw what became of this. He flopped into the series, became Valkorian, attained like eternal power, and decided to eat the galaxy and destroy it all.
Yeah, I can see that. Sounds a lot more fun than what actually happened in the game.
I was gonna say, Hitman, that's actually kind of the story of the game once you get to it. So
Valkorian.
spoilers, yeah.
Fulcrum, do you read? Why are they still using Fulcrum?
That was my question too. I was like, why are they still calling her Fulcrum? Like, that's her. She doesn't.
Wasn't Fulcrum
And
someone else?
then they go like, "Go ahead, Phoenix Leader."
Yeah, Fulcrum was originally like it was. I guess it was supposed to be for a network of people. Because yeah, Callus, the former Imperial, became a Fulcrum contact. So yeah.
Oh, I see. He became a Fulcrum con. Okay. Right,
Yeah.
right. How could they not keep him though? He had such lovely freaking
mutton chops.
chops. Yeah, those are beautiful.
Oh,
you know, the old Republic used to have that fucking great stuff. Old dudes with great weird facial hair that were leading the resistance. You believe that? You know, only these guys with their funny facial hair would actually lead the resistance.
Right.
Not like little princesses
like,
and stuff.
Say, to something of the effect like, you'll figure something. You'll think of something. Like, I'll think of something. I'll think of something. I'll think of something.
It was funny guys with funny facial hair and fishmen really leading the charge.
Exactly. It was. All right, guys. We got 2 hours 30. Shall we call it here?
I was going to say, we're talking about weird fishmen and men with facial hair, so it's probably the time to call it there.
This has been a blast. I don't know. Will we be doing some shenanigans tomorrow?
Yeah. Probably not, though.
Okay.
So
no tomorrow.
Probably, I don't know. We might, yeah.
We might start moving it to Wednesday mornings or Thursday mornings. We're gonna figure that out.
I don't think I have anything to do with tomorrow. I'll let you know. I don't think I'll have to see what I got going on tomorrow. I don't think I have anything pressing. So we may do shenanigans.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
So pumped.
Let's go.
Thank you everybody for being here. Wookie, Crimson Raptor, Red Hoodwink, you've been hanging out you were even here when we were playing some shenanigans.
I know, man. Get this guy. Get the first T-shirt that we make. We're sending
He's a badge.
Static Q being here. Fook Norris, who I want to say there was some thought I saw. Oh yeah, Forking Around was also hanging out.
Which I thought you said it was. I was doing that when we were doing the pregame.
Yeah, because he was also watching our Sutor play. Wookie thinks you need to play some Fortnite.
Who? Me? I'm not.
Yeah,
you. Love you, Wookie.
Absolutely.
So we need to figure out what
welcome.
we're gonna do really quick as we wrap up. Maybe we'll talk after the show. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do for 5.
For episode 5?
Yeah, if we're gonna go to the theater or not.
There's no theaters in our area that have
Heck
it.
yeah.
You haven't looked right.
All right.
Come on,
we'll figure
open
that
your
out.
eyes.
With that, everybody, keep an eye out on the channels. whether or not we go live, and of course on X, Twitter.
Maybe.
Keep an eye out for the announcements on there. Thank you all again, and to anybody that's watching this on replay, and thank you for listening to our rants and raves at the beginning of all this stiff. It had to be said. It had to be said. We had to get it off our chest. I feel
if looks
better.
could kill, Fracture would have killed me earlier in the week when this dropped. So
probably.
Watch Hitman jumping off things.
Yes.
Dirty dog. I will never forget this.
So
watch my better Rancor, which he admits it's true. Mine is better.
Yeah.
You have the best Rancor.
The best Rancor. The goldest.
The orangest. Good night, everybody.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!